leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield. Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years. Specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. Welcome to Tiger Talk Live, Westfield Technical Academy's weekly opportunity to connect with the community. You are back in the flow with Rob and Joe. Good morning, Mr. O'Leary.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Oh, doing great. Oh, hi, Peter.
Look at your shirt.
Look at your socks.
Well, I like my socks, sparkly.
Oh, boy.
What's that all about?
It's a freak effects here.
We got the chroma key working, except some of the colors are matching up pretty well.
Joe, speaking of socks, I told before we jump into the show, and let's just start off on this note. You asked me how I was. Some people,
Speaking of socks,
some people mishmash their socks.
Yes.
So this morning, when I was putting on my shoes in my walk-in closet, I something didn't feel right, and I felt as though I maybe had a pebble in my right foot. So I walked out and I looked down. 2 different shoes this morning I put on. That right there, I looked at my wife. I threw my hands. I said, "That's it. I'm done. I'm toast."
Toast is a good description. The last couple of weeks have been zany busy. Mm-hmm. And this week was no exception, right? We had, what wasn't going on this week, Mr. O'Leary?
A lot was going on, and we got such a special day today. Oh, my God.
Birthday Palooza, Mrs. Tara Bean in the house.
Good morning,
Happy
everyone.
birthday, sweetie.
Thank you. Rather be than here with you two.
To spend your birthday morning.
Imagine that.
Birthday morning.
Yeah, that is.
No,
good.
I love this place. You know I love this place. So I was very happy to get up and
I know. Thanks.
come on in this morning.
I know we got so much to
Glad
talk
to
about.
have you.
I know.
All the cool things you got going on, and what do you got planned for your birthday? It's a big one, right? I heard.
I'm going to be working and then driving Katie to practice. And
Okay.
then running some errands after off of that.
Yeah.
So no, we'll do something.
Milestone birthday, Mr. O'Leary.
Yeah. Want
yeah.
to disclose what that big number?
Oh, I am 50. Everyone.
As I said before we got on the air, welcome to the club. For those of us, for some of us, that dog is already hunted. But
Well, we got the 50 trifecta this morning.
That's it.
So,
Yeah, we do.
yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
How many for you?
Well, happy.
How many for you this year?
I'll be 55
Yeah.
in
we're 5
October.
years.
Yep.
52.
Yeah, we're 5 apart.
52 for me.
52 for you.
52 pickup, if you will.
So. And as the years go, we want it to slow down, but it's I am.
Lucky you.
Definitely.
And then you're like, well, it's going too fast, and then
Lucky you.
so
it is. It's crazy.
interesting that dynamics that go through our mind. But happy birthday! Hope
Well,
you have
thank you.
a
Thank
great
you.
day. We've been together for a long time.
We have.
I haven't seen you in a couple weeks too. I missed you
know,
around
I
this
know,
neck of the
busy.
woods. Yeah,
I'm
you have
busy.
been real busy.
Splitting my time between Westfield Tech and Westfield High gets a little tricky.
It does. It's hard.
Yeah.
You know, in theory, oh yeah, we can do it, but I'll tell you,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Well,
you
when you're
know?
not at one place, people are looking for you. And emails, everyone can get in touch with you via email. So they think like,
Yeah.
you know, that it's
Even getting
a
down
done
to the
deal.
show with our new slot. I mean, I was talking to my colleagues this morning. I had 2 kids at my front door and a parent.
Yeah.
And they needed, it wasn't critical situations, but
Attention.
we needed to deal with some issues, and it's like, oh, this
Yeah, mornings are never simple around here. They're
and,
really not.
and I thought having the show on campus was going to be, I don't know, for lack of a word, better, which it is. I love having it here, but when we got in a car campus, those distractions aren't there.
Right.
When you're here, everybody's looking for you all the
Change
time.
of scenery is
Yeah.
change of scenery is good. It's easier to get out of the building and be out than it is.
Yeah, but you make the best with what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So we're gonna talk about a lot of things today, right?
Yeah,
what you're
sure.
doing with early college and the
Yeah.
promise, and I'm still confused. And I try to explain, it to parents. I'm like, call Mrs. Bean. She
Yeah.
knows everything about everything. So,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Do you want me to talk about it? Yeah. Or
Well,
we'll wait?
Joe, what?
A little
Maybe
bit.
get a couple of news items out of the way. We want to give a shout out, first of all, for sure, this week to our automotive technology department. Yesterday, representatives of, and I got to read it because I'll mess up the acronym if I don't, of the National Automotive Technicians Education Foundation, otherwise known as NATEF, which is an arm of ASE, came for our recertification process. That's a process that happens every 3 years. And the auto tech department came through with flying colors. No deficiencies, no recommendations. I want to give a special recognition to Department Chair Dustin Rainey, to Mr. Tebow, to Mr. Elliott, and to longtime faculty member and now shop assistant Charlie Pignatera for an awesome job. I had a chance to look at the report that the that the program inspectors left behind yesterday, and it was a glowing report. And I had also had an opportunity to talk to the gentleman around lunchtime real briefly while I was scrambling around. And they were, as we are, continually not only impressed by the order and cleanliness and arrangement of the shop, but by the professionalism of the instructors, and in particular by the professionalism of the kids. And to piggyback on that, one of the things that I was doing yesterday, which tied up most of my time, was spending the morning and the better part of the afternoon with a consultant from Research for Better Teaching, who's going to be doing some professional development again with us next year. And she made a similar comment about our kids. She said, Joe, I'm in a lot of schools, clearly. I have to tell you, every time I come here, I'm astounded by how polite your kids are, first of all, but how willing and ready they are to share their experiences, in a very spontaneous way. I mean, we were circulating through classrooms, and she and I would approach a kid and say, we're electrical wiring, what are you doing? Without hesitation, blow-by-blow description of the process, explanation of diagrams, like you're talking to a contractor. It's very high level of professionalism. So the fact that is, we talk about it all the time. We notice it all the time, but we're a little close to it. When folks from outside are calling our attention to it, we know that it matters.
Yeah, we get that all the time from folks from the outside, all the time. Hey, this one helped me to my car. He got the door. He ran down to, get a custodian and lock the door. I mean, just
Well, holding a door, that alone.
Yep.
Do you know how many times people say to me, I don't remember the last time somebody held a door for me. And that, that's a test. We say it all the time, and it's true. Arguably, we have the best kids in the city.
right. And that great job with that, and students and staff can nominate students and staff for improvement on grades, great attendance, just being kind and courteous.
Yep.
And we got a lot of that yesterday. Just asking colleagues how they're feeling during a pregnancy, or going the extra mile to help a student out, and just random acts of kindness. And the kids do a great job with it here.
They do.
Yeah. Hey, getting back to NATEF, also the shop teachers, I think we also got to give props to the evaluator of that shop as well. Oh, that's me.
Oh. Yes.
I'm going to be real silly today, so. But yeah, whoever evaluates that auto tech shop, boy, what a job they do.
Boy,
Shameless
you're keeping
plug.
them in line.
Yeah, you really
Oh, yeah,
got
They
it.
are really,
Yeah.
you're setting
Yeah,
the
'cause
bar high, and
they
they are.
clearly are
Getting
struggling and need a lot of supervision. Well, we probably need more supervision than they do.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They keep me in check. Are you
Well, I
kidding
know how
me?
much Charlie loves NATEF.
I know.
He's loved it for years.
He has loved it.
His
Got it.
department chair and the person coordinating, he did a rock star job, and Charlie obviously did a great job preparing him for it. I
Yeah.
mean, Charlie's got a phenomenal frame of reference for the number of times he's been through research. So, Dustin had an opportunity to learn from the best, and he did.
It's a good partnership.
So going forward, I smooth sailing in that department.
And speaking of certifications, Joe, because I know we haven't been consistent with our shows for a couple different reasons, but wasn't the Federal Aviation Administration just in here about a week ago?
They were.
And we got some good
Yep,
news,
the
correct?
FISDO. Don't ask me. I can't ever remember what that acronym stands. Too many acronyms. Death by acronym in education. But anyway, regional FAA administrator was here, and among other things, certified that our graduating seniors have met all of their competencies, and they are good to go for graduation. So in a couple of very short weeks, our first cohort will be off to the races, and will be eligible for FAA licensure exams, which will empower them to work in any FAA certified facility. Probably making as much money. Phenomenal opportunities for 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that I certainly couldn't have imagined when I was that age.
Yep.
So
And I believe
very proud of that department and that group of students.
yeah, Mr. Wilson had said in our conversation, he's the department chair of aviation. He said
No stranger to the Rob and Joe show.
Yeah,
either.
he's been on as much as who's the guy that was always on Johnny Carson? He was like, anyways, I guess they didn't
Don
get
Rickles.
yes, they didn't get dinged in any area. Like the
Nothing.
FAA came in and
Wow.
they were in compliance in all areas, which from the Federal Aviation Administration, I guess that's unheard of.
Well, think
yeah.
think about that. A high school program with no deficiencies,
Yeah. That's
and
amazing.
the same inspectors are going out to large businesses and industries, Bradley International, other places, and multi-million-dollar professional organizations are not being rated as highly as a high school operation. I mean, that just gives you some slight indication of the quality of the program here, and that's a tribute to Galen and his staff.
Yeah. They've been working
what they
hard.
have built is just it's astounding. So. We're going to head out for a couple of minutes, pay some bills, and we'll be back. Please stay tuned.
kissed me and held me closely, then stole my heart. Wanted someone I trusted, who gave no warning, we never part. She was lost, hiding out in someone's arms. He knew nothing of the danger in her charms. The jury may find her guilty, but I'd forgive her if I could see a signed confession that she's repented and really wanted no one but me.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
And we're back, Westfield. Welcome back to Tiger Talk Live, all things Westfield Technical Academy. You're back in the flow with Rob and Joe, and we lost Mrs. Bean somewhere.
Yeah,
But I put you guys on a tropical island.
Oh, well.
Oh, thank you. I needed that. Much nice.
It feels good.
Feel the
Very
beach house
nice.
feeling.
That's if only right now. All the rain last week, I was beginning to feel clinically depressed. I'm happy to see a little sunshine.
Yeah,
It's
what
helpful,
a difference. What a difference.
Vitamin D, if you will, infusion.
Mm-hmm.
So, since our guest obviously got a better offer, let's talk about some of these things that are sitting here in front of us, Mr. O'Leary.
Okay.
A huge slate of events for Westfield's 350th birthday weekend. Geez, I don't even know. Embarrassed by overchoice. Don't even know where to begin.
Begin at the top.
A Run Westfield Fitness Expo from 5 to 8. Arts Walk in the Gaslight District.
By the way, the proclamation ceremony is going to be unveiling something new on the second floor of City Hall. It's covered right now in the back hallway behind City Council chambers. It's a covered item up there.
Wall hung or freestanding?
Wall hung.
Interesting.
I just saw it yesterday when I was walking up to the mayor's office.
Well, I guess it'll be a surprise.
Yep. They can put on other headphones. You know, we have a couple pairs.
Yeah,
of headphones
please.
up.
If you there's headphones if you want to listen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You got to get the full experience, Mrs. Bean.
I know.
All right, so we'll be looking forward to that. I love a
The
surprise.
big unveiling. Yep.
Saturday morning, a big community pancake breakfast beginning at 7:30, going to 11. Rumor has it that Superintendent Zapp and myself and other members of the central office and school leadership teams will be flipping pancakes. I asked for the early shift, so I'll probably be down there at the crack of dawn, which is great. Looking forward to that.
I'll see you there because I'll be spinning tunes.
Yep, spinning tunes.
I got volunteered.
Flipping cakes and spinning tunes. Then we've got bike rodeo, utility box mural paint.
We're going to work the muscles that you use when you're gardening.
I'm a gardener. Maybe I should. Trail Quest on the Greenway, pollinator gardening. I mean, we're straight out until 9 o'clock at night. Run Westfield, America's Fastest 5K. Time in Westfield musical matinee. Children's carnival games and hot dog roast from 5:30 to 7. Beach Boys tribute with the Driftwoods behind the Boys and Girls Club. And the culminating event Saturday the 18th is a big fireworks display at 9 o'clock. And then the following day, parade staging starts at 11, and then the parade itself kicks off at 1 o'clock, starting up Westfield State Campus on Western Avenue, and that should get us to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon when we have
probably maybe
it
might
that's
be a
what
little
I'm
bit longer than that.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we're lucky if we're lucky if we're done by 5:30. But anyway,
live coverage on Channel 15 and WestfieldTV.org. We'll be
course.
streaming the entire event. And get you know who our announcers are?
No, please tell.
Bob Plass and Kathy Palmer will be the up on the box, and Rob Goff is
huge contingent from the Westfield Technical Academy.
I hope so,
participating
Joe.
in the parade. I know I'll be marching.
I certainly hope
And I'm marching. I'm not a float kind of guy. I like to get my steps in. As folks know from seeing me traipsing all over Westfield after school.
Also, not on that card, but around 4:30, the Westfield Wheelmen Vintage Baseball, so early turn of the century baseball, will be playing right here on Yockham Field at around 4:30. You'll be playing a game.
While we're still marching.
Well, yeah, but you can come over here and catch some of that game. So they'll be playing a game.
And then,
as
of
well.
course, the culminating event at the end of the parade is cake in the form of cupcakes, which have been baked by the Westfield Technical Academy Culinary Arts Department, and ice cream at the gazebo at the pavilion and the town green.
And the world famous
1,000
mummers.
cupcakes.
The mummers. Don't want to forget the mummers. That's right. 1,000 cupcakes. First come, first serve. So if you want cake, you got to be quick. And, right? No ticky, no cakey. I don't know. And also that weekend, that Saturday from second annual WTA Motorsports Club car show. So we're looking forward to that too. There's going to be show awards, a 50-50 raffle. Everyone is welcome. Show cars, there's a minimum donation of $10, and all of the proceeds from that event go to benefit our Motorsports Club, which is a phenomenal collaboration among three departments here. It's a collaboration among auto collision technology, automotive technology, and manufacturing technology. So it's collaboration in action. It's what we love to see.
And the boys are trying feverishly to get their Mustang ready for the parade.
Yes.
So I can't wait. Autotech's been working on the guts and interior, and it's gonna go next door to Collision Tech soon for the paint, and I'm very excited to see it. So
that'll be fun.
That should be great.
Are they fighting over who gets to drive it?
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not getting involved.
Nope. They can figure it out.
Mr. Rainey's like, I'm driving it. I'm like, fine with me. That's great. So, yeah, that's excellent. Excellent.
All right, so and you want to maybe we'll take care of the menu just because I have it in front of me. Tiger's Pride menu for today. We are open today for regular service from 10:45 to 12.
No.
I think we're closed tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a buffet. And I know Mr. Daly is jonesing for a breakfast buffet.
No, wait a minute. The 10th buffet. I believe it is the breakfast buffet.
Tomorrow?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
wait a minute.
10th.
Stand
May
by.
10th. I got it open. Buffet.
Did I miss that? I could have.
10th. Yeah, the
I
breakfast
didn't get
buffet is
any
what I heard, and then the
correspondence
following week
regarding
is
that.
the senior project buffet is
No.
the 17th.
No, I'm looking at Tigers Pride will be open for regular service on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm looking at- I got their-
Mr. Daly, I hope you're
Big day
listening.
tomorrow.
Look, I have their calendar for May. I'm holding it in my hands here.
Mr. Daly, I hope you're listening. You got to make sure that you have lunch before we leave for our meeting at the airport at 1 o'clock. So, all right. Well, thanks for noticing that, Pete. Okay, breakfast buffet tomorrow, but today,
I'm all over that.
for those of you who are able to join us, lobster bisque, or chicken gumbo, our soup choices, the specialty salad of the week, which I had yesterday for lunch, which was outstanding, was a beet and goat cheese salad with toasted walnuts. Chicken a la Tilly, sauteed chicken breast with garlic, bacon, white wine, Parmesan cheese, and a touch of cream. Mine would be served with a side of Lipitor, but that's okay. And penne pasta and petite salad, broiled swordfish with pineapple salsa, and the sandwich special is a French dip. And, of course, there's the standing variety of grilled and cold sandwiches and delicious bakery treats in the bakery case. So if you are available to join us today, as always, we would love to have you, and we thank you for your continued patronage. What am I forgetting?
Oh, a lot. But
Well, thanks.
we'll circle back because we got
A lot, you big dummy.
We got to get Mrs. Bean going.
All right, Mrs. B.
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
good to-
we're going to do a little early college, and then we're going to come back to the plant sale and the blood drive and enrollment and a couple other things. So we always got a lot to talk about here, but thanks for being on.
My pleasure.
There's this massive initiative, and I'll tell you, it's pretty, it's taken a life of its own on, really. And I know we're still kind of trying to plan and muddle through and figure it out. But
Yeah.
can you just kind of give with and this role you've taken on and what's going on with it?
So I am a school counselor still, and I'm pretty much focused on early college in both high schools, Westfield Tech and Westfield High. And we have two different groups. We have a Westfield Promise group, which is our group of kids that at both high schools that come in junior year, and they take an English 101 class at Westfield High and Westfield Tech, and then Westfield High also has an additional history class, but our kids are so crazy busy here at Westfield Tech, it was hard to fit another class in. So, but they end the year, their junior year, with an English class from Westfield State, and an English class, it counts as an English credit
So
on their high school transcript.
that's the stretch class. It's a college class that's stretched out over the duration of
a year.
high school
yeah.
school year as opposed to a college semester.
Right. So
And it's, if I'm not mistaken, those are the ones that are co-taught by
Senior year, definitely. And then their senior year, the kids go up to the college for a regular college class that's just per semester. It's not stretched out. So we try to ease them in their junior year with the stretch course, and then senior year they go up, they take a class fall semester, and then they take a class spring semester, and they pick it out. They work with Ryan Mearsman, who's my colleague at Westfield State that I work closely with, and it's a great program. I keep saying we're pioneers. We hit some bumps this year, but that's to be expected, and we're working through it. And
Well, particularly here because our schedule is such with the week about schedule that getting kids
tricky.
onto campus, especially at the same time every week, is hard because the kids are normally scheduled in two different places from week to week. So,
Yeah, so we actually are all getting together, administration and myself and Westfield State people this summer, to really look at our schedule. Hybrid courses are really taking off within the entire college setting. So there's It's hybrid, so that is really what we're going to be looking at more for the technical schools, because not only did Westfield Tech have some issues with that, but Putnam was also a part of the program, and they same exact problems that we had. So again, we're pioneers, we're figuring it out, but it's a great program, some great connections. Our teachers and the professors are really connecting well, and the kids are loving them.
When our kids and the high school kids go up to the campus, is that during the school day or after school?
Senior year for the Westfield Promise program, senior year, they go up first thing in the morning.
Okay.
And then, so then I have the other thing is dual enrollment. So dual enrollment is anyone, anytime can pretty much take a course. You can take a course if you're willing to pay. You can take a course when you're a freshman anywhere. But the colleges have CDEP money from the state, and they allow a certain number of kids to take college classes for free at all our partnering colleges, which is Westfield State, Springfield Technical Community College, Holy connection with American International College and Elms College. So it's really we need our schedule done like now, and the colleges are really dealing with summer, so they're not focusing on fall just yet. So it gets a little nutty around August, but we figure it out, and you know, the kids we work with the counselors and pick out a good schedule.
That's probably been, at least from my perspective as principal, the hardest thing to navigate is the different spaces that public education and higher education inhabit. We don't speak the same language, so we have to. We're the dog sniffing the other dog still. Not like it was in the beginning, but we're still trying to get used to each other's rhythms, and they're very different.
Yeah, because they start. I mean, their classes start at 8:15. You know, and we've already been in school for an hour, so that definitely. We miss that hour if our kids are going in the morning. So it does get a little tricky.
And time, I mean, the one consistency over the last 50, 60, 70 years is the school day hasn't changed.
Yeah.
But yet, if you were to do a heavy research project about what is compacted in our school day and what we're still trying to put in our school day, it's simply, you know, if we were a private business, would probably be running 3 shifts.
Yeah, absolutely.
But because our school day is just, you know, it's
and
static, it's what it is.
The question that we routinely ask ourselves, and it feels lately on a weekly basis with every new thing, is where are we going to fit this?
Yes.
Where are we going to
get this in?
Yes.
And that's a challenge, and it can be sometimes it can be frustrating.
It can be.
But
it can be.
we do the best we can, and we try to make it work.
Well, that's the funny thing. We've become really expert at making it fit. I don't know how I look at things, you know, in hindsight. You know, the end of the year comes, I'm like, and we say it to each other, how the hell did we do that?
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
well,
wow.
Everybody's very understanding, and you know, sometimes like the kids. So the college schedule had the kids had finals this week, which are all over the place.
Oh, true.
You know. To teachers the teachers are being great and totally understanding, and my line is we're pioneers, so just bear with us. It will get better. You know, this is a great opportunity for kids. I mean, I have kids that will walk out of high school with at least a lot of kids with at least a semester's worth of classes for free.
And what's the cash value of that?
Oh my gosh.
Currently.
What is the Westfield State? That's probably about 10 grand, at least 12 grand.
Yeah, about 6 with the other, you know, the community schools.
Yeah, and if these kids are, I mean, if they are motivated and in the right place, like academically and maturity-wise, they can really plug away
So I wanted
and
to-
get a ton of classes under. I mean, like your daughter, like you can finish college and get your bachelor's in 3 years
Yeah.
if you are from freshman year on. There's courses offered.
Right,
that
you're only
you can
limited
plug
by
away.
your own.
Oh, I bring it up with them, and they're like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I want to do it," but then, it can get overwhelming, and they can't fit it in. So it's got to be the right.
So
fit.
I kind of wanted to ask you in that same area, and this is our second year, is this our second year or third year doing this?
Kind of our
Kind of our
third.
third.
Kind of
Remember,
our
we
third.
had a little
Yeah,
trial run.
when I came in.
Yeah.
So overall, and you don't have to pull out stats, but overall, how are the high school kids handling it? Are the majority just taking in stride? Is it? Are we prepping them for the reality of college? Are the college classes probably as rigorous? Are the kids saying, "Oh my God, I didn't expect this, Mrs. Bean. I can't handle it." Like, what's your vibe of what the kids are saying?
I
It's
would
a little bit all
say
over?
It is. Well, I would say 90% of the time the kids are doing great.
Okay.
They're handling it. They're communicating. Email's a great thing. I think on the college end, some of the professors are they're learning how to navigate this as well. So they have some growing pains, and we're just moving forward. But the kids, no, they're. Were you thinking Westfield High kids doing it, or just high
an
school
overall,
in general?
I think for the listeners, an overall
Yeah,
pulse.
no, I'll tell you what. The reason the program we started it was to just help kids get their feet wet with college, like stick their toe in, and that has been kids that might not have really thought I'm going to college, or we've seen them grow so much from freshman year or from junior year with their teacher and getting used to everything just in our school, and then going up to the campus. It's just, and now they're ready to go to college.
When we first did our planning meetings a few years back with Sue Grolnick,
Yes.
you remember
Yes,
Sue?
yeah.
Shelley Tinkham, yep.
Wasn't one
Sue
of
and
the
Shelley.
kind of the initiatives to present this to students that maybe were first generation? Like, wasn't that the initial
Yes,
kind of
it's for
springboard?
kids who, first generation, underrepresented
Okay.
groups, just to get them yes, you can
Yes,
go to
you can,
college,
yeah.
and here it is, and try it. It's free. You can do it, and it's definitely working. So that's great. I mean, Westfield State, all of our kids applied to Westfield State. They all got in, and I don't have numbers quite yet about who has decided to attend Westfield State, but they're all going on to college.
Well, that's good.
All the credits are transferable
to state schools.
to state schools, and even to most private schools. I
Yeah.
mean, they're basic courses. It's English
Sure.
101
Yeah, core
or
curriculum
Psych
requirements,
101.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
why
they're
not get
all
them done
transferable.
for gratis? I mean, that's what we talk about. Even our articulations and our summer classes, which we could talk about later. I mean, if you can do it, do it. You save time and money. I
Yeah,
mean,
you
those
do
are-
save a lot of time and
those are
money.
Two big things.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
yeah, good. Well, that's excellent. That's an excellent overview.
Yeah,
Very
thanks.
good. Do you get a lot of parent involvement?
Yeah, I have parents that are really curious as to, how does this work? How does it fit into my kid's schedule? How do other colleges look at this? Because they'll see their transcript. They only have 4 classes at Westfield Tech or Westfield High, but then they're having 2 college courses that same year. So,
Right. Yeah. And it's
but colleges are very aware of it too.
I think it's great for our school too that we have it, because and we'll get into enrollment in a little bit. I just want to give a shout out to the 8th graders that got accepted, but I get a lot of questions at our open house and from parents of 8th graders about our AP classes and our honors about, and the shop competencies and MCAS, and like I mentioned earlier, everything else we got to put between 723 and 156. We don't have the ability to offer those, whereas the high school does. However, I say contact Mrs. Bean,
Right.
because we do have some alternative pathways because parents' big question is if they come to our school, can they still go on to college?
Oh, right, right. And that's,
and then we get into a dialogue about yes, they can, but it's a little different than the high school pathway. So.
Right, and it still gets a little tricky
It
too,
does.
because our kids are in co-op one week, and then they're in academics one week. But there's HCC has Saturday classes. There's a lot of nighttime classes, 6 to 9 classes. So a lot of online classes are popping up all over the place.
Yeah,
That
you think
seems
that's
to
going to be the wave of the future?
It seems to be the wave of the future.
Maybe even at the high school level, huh? In certain cases.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. I'm not in love with it, because I think kids need to be in front of a real professor hearing.
Well, there's something that's
dynamic.
really critical about the
Yes.
human interaction, not just with the professor, but with your peers.
Yes, yes.
And you don't interact the same way in a virtual environment that you do in person. So
Very
for
true.
Sure.
So actually, Ryan was saying yesterday how he thinks that's going to slow down a little, and it's going to go more hybrid. Because I think they're seeing the same thing. So.
All right, so I'm looking at the clock. It's
Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com. Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
And we're back, Westfield. Welcome back to Tiger Talk Live, all things Westfield Technical Academy. You are in the flow with Rob and Joe. Mr. O'Larry.
Yes, sir.
Suddenly there's somebody else at the table.
Hello. our weather person.
Back from special...
Your weather correspondent over here.
We still have his jingle ready.
Finally back.
Well, wait, we got to have the jingle.
All right, ready?
Hey.
We'll make it sweet. We'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
Hello, everybody. Well, today's weather is basically there'll be some clouds in the forecast. It'll be sunny until noon, and then around midday it should be mostly cloudy. For tonight, it should be clear and crisp. It should be around 47 degrees. And for tomorrow, it will be waves of rain. For your morning commute, it will be drizzling, and most of the day, it should be raining. Around noon, there should be a break in the rain, but by 3 o'clock, it should be raining into 7 o'clock at night. For tomorrow, it should be basically the pick of the weekend. It's going to be 64 degrees. Enjoy it. But for Sunday, I am so sorry.
I got you.
Saturday.
Right.
Saturday, it's supposed to be sunny, not tomorrow. I'm sorry. Anyways, but for Sunday, it's supposed to be clear, but in the afternoon, it should be raining. I'm sorry. Anyways, but for Monday, it's supposed to be clear and crisp, around 50 degrees, and actually for most of next week, it's supposed to be kind of chilly. It's supposed to be up in the 60s, average.
I love how we're classifying chili as 50 degrees.
Wow.
Well, it's spring, so
Unseasonably brisk,
for February, we'll call that warm.
if you will.
A little word. I went to the big plant sale. Thank you, Mr. Esposito, for the weather.
Yes. Oh yeah. Plant sale is for horticulture is all rest of this week and into Friday. So come by, pick up some plants at WTA Horticulture. We're open.
Bruce's shop, of course, he's Shameless Commerce Division of Westfield Technical Academy
That's
Horticulture Department.
Yeah, I visited yesterday.
Oh, I
and
did too.
Some lovely plants, a beautiful hanging.
Petunia Palooza at
Yeah.
Little Langoni House, festooned in purple and gold petunias
Got some
yesterday afternoon.
Patience and very nice. And Mr. Sperry and the crew does a great job down there. So
Fantastic selection of things
stop
as well.
on by, grab your mom a plant for Mother's Day,
That's right.
and support the school.
Shop early, shop
Mother's Day is
often.
coming up. You know, it's supposed to be raining in the afternoon on Mother's Day, but of course, go out there, visit your mother, give her a gift.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Enjoy today.
Sounds like a plan, Bruce.
I'm in.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for
So,
that.
Mrs. Bean.
Yeah.
where do we leave off? My God, we had before break so many things.
Oh, you know what? I did want to throw a plug out to our Westfield Technical kids. There is a free HCC summer class. There's a computer applications course, and there is also an introduction to robotics course. I mean, they look awesome. There's some fun classes, but it's like a little tricky. My kids have been, I want to take it, Mrs. Bean, but I'm working because
what days do they meet?
Yeah, July 8th to August 8th. Computer applications is 3 credits, and it's July 8th to August 1st, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 to noon. And then Introduction to Robotics is July 8th to August 8th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 to 2. And that's a science class, and there's 4 credits. And they look like terrific classes.
So it's a lab science. You get a lab credit too.
Yeah. But, that's right in the middle of vacations. And so I'm hoping that some of our kids take HCC up on
free.
this. Yeah, it's free. You can't go wrong. I think
How are you gonna
Heidi
beat
was
that?
here, too. She did a little lunch setup to try to pull the kids in. Heidi's our connection at HCC.
A couple of weeks ago, I remember seeing her at the lunches.
Yeah, so hopefully some of the kids have contacted her, and she's got some names and numbers. So I still have to touch base with her, but it's a great opportunity.
It is, and Westfield's done a really great job connecting, over the years with our partners at, HCC and some really good connections.
Of course, it's all a huge community in this valley. So we also just feel free to come by these community centers. Come by, visit the town, see what's going on in the community.
Well, and that's
always
why
out there.
we love the plant sale and Tiger's Pride and the car show. I mean, these are opportunities, and we hosted the Into the Arts.
Plus, all these things are free.
Couple months, last
yes,
month.
that was a big undertaking, as we know.
And there's rumors out, Mr. Langoni. We're going to, I don't know if you listened to the show a couple weeks ago, but in June we are planning on doing a show with a live studio audience on everything you always want to know about bees and honeys.
Oh, yes. I'm
we
looking
have,
forward to that.
3 professionals in our building that are heavily involved in that industry.
Love it.
So we want to have them on. We want them to bring their honey. We're going to have a live studio audience. We're going to do some honey tasting and find out everything about that whole process and the grade of honey, and fascinating.
I have to tell you, one of my secret dreams is to have my own apiary. I have wanted one. I am fascinated by bees, absolutely fascinated by them, and I'm very attached to them because I garden avidly, and as I garden, you begin to notice the different sizes, the different species.
One of our instructors here, and also has a lot of knowledge about bees. He, during April vacation, he flew down to Jacksonville, and then he drove bees back, and just
a truckload of
just
them.
That I just couldn't comprehend, just delivering bees, and
I know.
and you got to make sure the temperature's right.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah,
you don't want to
very
you don't want to
delicate.
fry them, and you're right, Joe. It's kind of a fascinating industry that I'm just kind of learning about. Of course, I sampled mead for the first time. It was interesting.
I'm not a fan. I've had it before. It's an unusual taste.
Yeah, liqueur made out of honey.
It's fermented honey, so it's honey wine, but it's got a.
But it's almost like a liqueur. Again.
Yeah, I had
but
it.
Again,
I had it in England many years ago, and it was a taste that I didn't acquire, much as I love honey.
And then there's a big debate out on the bee pollen. Some say it's good for your allergies, but others say too much of it. It's kind of a wild industry.
I know, that'll be a really interesting show.
Honey, an indestructible food. The honey does not spoil. There's samples of honey in the pyramids, 3,000 plus years old, that is completely edible.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
See?
I would eat that.
Speaking of Nate Sperry, I do have to give him a shout out. I sent one of my friends from Westfield High School over yesterday after school.
Oh.
But I don't think they're open until like Thursday or Friday after school.
Yeah.
So she showed up as Nate was getting in his truck, leaving. But he heard my voice because I had to instruct her on how to get here because she lives in Longmeadow. So I had to, she had me on speakerphone, and he heard my voice and said, "Is that Mrs. Bean?" And I said, "Nate, take care of my friend Kristen." So he got out of his truck and took care of her and spent some time with her. She's super happy. She had to get a bunch of gifts. She's one of the one of the advisors for the senior class, and they have to get like gifts for the secretaries and all the people that help. So she was ecstatic and just said what a terrific guy, and just giving him a shout out.
Yeah.
Gotta love Nate.
Yeah, he does an awful lot. For
He
the
does. He
shop
takes
and the
good care of
community.
us.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, excellent. Hey, can we talk about, are you guys okay if we talk about that little, well, not little, that grant, though, from the Promise?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, that's
Sure. We got to get stepping on that, by the way. Very tight
but
timeline.
We already submitted our funding requests, right? So
We did.
the state and Westfield State, we just have the state is very pro dual enrollment, pro early college. So there's a lot of funding that is coming our way. And making a nice environment for our early college students.
We're going to get some technology.
We're going to get some technology. We're going to do some facilities upgrades. Very much looking forward to making that happen. Again, very tight timeline because we got to get it done by June 30th.
Right.
But
And I'm really thankful and I'm really happy because I've been, the student services area, we've really kind of outgrown it. And when that connector was done in '93, I mean, that was the last time the rugs were put in. So things are getting very, very beat up. They're older. We've increased counselors. There's just from a logistics standpoint,
it's become a high traffic
we
area.
need to be a little safer in our practice. So I'm excited to kind of do a renovation piece.
Yeah.
We actually want to kind of change the career center and make that be a separate room that has access to the hallway, so we can put guests in there similar to Westfield High, because you guys got a great career center. I know it needs a little shot in the arm too, but
Right.
the
Yeah,
career
we're
center
doing the same thing at Westfield
is great.
High.
So
Yeah.
so that was great. So thank you, because I
Yeah,
know without the
well,
Promise we wouldn't have
Really
Yeah,
wasn't
that was a
me,
nice
but-
surprise.
we wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, no, we're
Nice
excited.
surprise.
That is, it's great. It's definitely a great opportunity to keep that going.
All right, so what's on?
We're just going, for Westfield Tech, we're switching it up a little. We're going to be working over the summer, administration and Westfield State, and we're going to try to figure out the kids. This year went in the afternoon to afternoon classes, but we are considering looking at having them go in the morning, like the Westfield High kids were in the morning. It just seems to work out better. To have them go up to the college in the morning and then come here.
A lot of logistics, not the least of which is transportation,
Right.
which has been a bit of a bear to figure out.
Right. Yeah, we're still figuring it out. So we just talked about it yesterday. I met with Ryan, and we're still trying to figure out transportation. But it's growing. We've got a great number of applicants already for this class. All the sophomores have submitted their applications. We're in the process of reviewing. There's going to be a wait list. So we throw them into a lottery as long as their attendance and their GPA meets the requirements.
And what are those requirements, just for the benefit of our
Well,
audience?
their attendance they have to have at least a 95% attendance rate, and they have to have a GPA of about a 2.5. We have to make sure that they are prepared to take the classes, because we don't want to set anyone up for failure.
Right.
So they have to be ready. There's definitely, everybody's at different maturity levels and desire levels. Do you want this class? Do you want to put the effort in? There's definitely a rigor to this class, to these classes, that needs to be recognized. So that's attendance-wise and doing the work. And then, yeah, once that's all cleared, we put them into a lottery, and then they get accepted. And then we keep a wait list because some kids, decide over the summer that they don't want that, or they transfer to a different school. So we use the wait list. Yeah, so that's where we're at.
What's the cap on the classes? The enrollment cap?
I want to push it to 25. It's been like 2022, but because of the number of applicants we have, I'd really like to see us have 25
And
students.
that's another place where higher ed is in a different space than we are.
Yes.
We're accustomed to,
At
although
least
it's not
25.
necessarily optimal, we're accustomed to class sizes of 20, 25. God, when I was in Springfield, I was accustomed to class sizes of 30, 35, 40 at one point, a little over 40. But college, other than core curriculum requirements that might be taught in UMass in an auditorium setting, 11, 15, something like that. So that's an area that folks on the other side of the tracks are not necessarily accustomed to,
Right.
and that's part of the learning curve for everyone.
Very true. Very true. I also, just before I leave, I wanted to give a plug out to, we are offering a sociology course, Soc 101, to Westfield Tech and Westfield High students. It's going to be held at Westfield High School on Mondays. Course. We have a couple of our Westfield Tech kids have already signed up. Starts in a couple weeks.
The time?
Time will be 2:30 to 4.
So it's an
Mondays
after-school.
and Wednesdays. It's an after-school program. Yeah, and that'll be partially hybrid as well, partially online.
Sociology, social studies, or social science?
Yep.
Core
credit
curriculum
and
requirement
core-
credit. Yep.
Transfers
Fantastic.
everywhere. Yeah. So that's Ryan was using up some of his money, and he threw that our way, which was great to grab. And all these colleges are very eager to really partner with us and come onto our campuses and do after school classes. And I still have to really work on working with the STIC faculty. The photonics
Right.
guys are so ready to come onto our campus for
They
like
sure
an
are.
after school
And I'm
class.
in conversations with Chris Scott, who's the Dean of Health Sciences, about
Yep,
making
love
some
him.
opportunities available for next year. I was recently asked to take a seat on his Health Career Advisory Committee.
Nice.
We had our first meeting, I don't know, was it around a week or so ago? And
Thursday.
a big piece of what they're doing there is trying to develop more programs. One of the things that they run up against, especially with regard to health careers, is that the college itself has so many different accrediting bodies for its programs that you're always bumping up against somebody's requirements. But he's doing a yeoman's job trying to break down some of those barriers to make access available to our kids. Let's face it, it behooves the colleges, both the community colleges, the state institutions, and the private institutions, to partner with us at this level, because everybody's scrambling for enrollments. It's typical. I was having a conversation with somebody about this the other day. When the economy's good, college enrollment tends to wane, right? Because people are working, they're otherwise occupied, they don't have the time, et cetera. But when the economy is down, college enrollment tends to increase, particularly at the community college level and the state college level. We are, in spite of the current general world situation, the economy is, for all intents and purposes right now, very strong. So one of the things that they are struggling with is enrollment. So
Well, and this is a big plug for their retention.
Exactly.
That's their whole
exactly.
drive is to get them now and keep the retention and keep them
Exactly.
going, which is great.
So, all of this is net positive, right? We're all benefiting each other's bottom
Absolutely.
line. This is a symbiotic relationship, as in the best sense of that term. So,
yeah, and we've really met some great people. We have some great connections.
We do. You're doing a great job.
No
Thanks,
question.
Robbie.
Hey, we're going to shower you with gifts today
Oh.
because it's your birthday, and I know you got
It's
some
my
wonderful.
Yes, Yes, I did get
Okay.
some gifts, which
And
were
then-
amazing. I love my colleagues.
And then this
Mr.
is
Daly?
this is
a huge balloon and cupcakes and a beautiful plant from horticulture.
so
Hi,
this
Kevin.
is your living gift for this portion
Oh,
of your
yay,
gift.
my
is
living gift.
Your
Gift.
living
will,
cup.
if you will.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Mrs.
Did you
Bean.
come on to sing to me?
Well, we didn't. Actually, no. I just got withdrawals. I've been on the radio so much lately that I thought it'd be great if I could swing by and steal some minutes. But then I remembered the beautiful woman here turning 50
know.
today. This is so good.
Oh,
Happy
Mr.
birthday.
Daly.
You know, if I
Thank
could
you.
give you the day off, I would do it.
Aw,
you know,
thanks,
but I
Kev.
can't. So-
Well, the superintendent
That's
will be
okay.
here in about 15 minutes.
I
Maybe
know.
he will.
Maybe. Ooh, we could like declare it Tara Bean Day.
well, maybe we could get a hold of the mayor.
Oh, I bet
A
the mayor would
proclamation?
come in. A proclamation,
I think so.
absolutely.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
they
bet he
usually
would.
do that for
Let's
people
call him
turning
up.
50, don't
Yeah.
they?
Graphics has the
Right, Bruce?
certificates across the hall. I could
Yeah.
whip one up right now.
Oh my God! And just have Bri show up
Yeah.
by the end of the day. I think
We could
that
make
might
it-
be a shout out right now.
Yeah, come.
Ryan.
Come for lunch. You can sign. What a day.
Yeah. Well, if not for the city, we could do it at Westfield Tech. We could make it,
Yeah.
Mrs. Bean Day at
Ooh,
Westfield
ooh,
Tech.
I think we just
that
did.
idea.
Something
We can
like
change
that.
the marquee out front real quick.
I'm just spitballing, guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get ideas out there. And
Main
If it
office,
sticks,
if
it
you're
sticks.
listening, we need a proclamation on the marquee out front. If we could facilitate that.
Well, that'd be pretty good as well.
We're-
So what did
we're-
we miss today?
What a
Oh.
show. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
The ground that we covered was staggering.
I knew you had a lot of great things to cover. So
And we still haven't had a chance to mention enrollments, Mr. O'Leary.
Well, yeah, just
was
real
working,
quick, I want to congratulate the all the 8th graders, both in district and out of district, that applied. Once again, we're close to about 200 applicants. We've accepted 156 to date, and that number will stay kind of plus or minus right where it's at. We'd like to leave some room for transfers from our folks at Westfield High. So just congratulations to those applied and their hard work and those that got in. So we're going to have the most student body we've ever had in the school in the
Place is
fall.
gonna be
so
packed.
busting at the seams, Mr. O'Leary.
We sure are.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good problem to have for
Yep.
sure.
And I know those businesses, they are lined up waiting to take our students, boy,
Yep.
and colleges, and both in some cases. So, yeah. It's prepared and into our school. So, yeah, excellent.
And of course, our guidance staff is working diligently as well,
Oh.
transitioning the kids to the next level. We got seniors graduating, and we got freshmen moving up to sophomores, and everybody moving up. So that's good. And did you guys talk about graduation?
We did not.
Well,
No, is that coming up?
yeah.
Yeah, sooner than any of us care to think about.
Yeah.
June 6th, correct?
June 6th, Thursday. We have our award ceremony on that Wednesday. And I'm sure you guys.
I did mention that you and I are going to a planning meeting tomorrow afternoon.
Well, let's hope we get planning and results in the same day. So that'd be set my mind at ease a little bit, But we're working on it. We'll be there.
We'll
we got
pull
our
it off.
seniors, and everybody's on track, so we're doing well with that, right, Mrs. Arvanites?
Yes.
Very good. So
Has senioritis set in yet?
I believe it did.
Me too. No, I meant for students.
Yeah, I believe it kicked in somewhere around February.
Yeah, right when we got back from February vacation.
So no, they're holding up.
How was lunch yesterday? I saw you had a nice little crew down there.
We did.
Yeah.
We had the dailies in, Mrs. Bean.
So sad. I missed the dailies. Want to
They
give them a
were-
shout out, Tom and Ann?
Yes.
Oh, so sorry I missed you.
Yep, coming up.
Gave me all the
bet.
details.
White knuckling in the rain, but you guys will like it. So yesterday, my son, if we could sidebar for a second, baseball game for Ben didn't win. Different story. But Mr. and Mrs. Daly were there, and I see him in the outfield. Everybody's got shorts on. Some people have a hoodie by the end of the night. It did get a little cold, but it was started off at 71 to start the game yesterday at 5:30. In center field, my parents were in full-blown winter gear.
Bundled.
The big parkas with the puffies, the puffy parkas, both of them had it on. And
Yeah.
it was just, it's like we were in Alaska.
Yeah, well,
Hey, they've been in Florida.
that's right.
Yeah, I know.
And
It's a
Billy
little chilly.
Groom was in the house, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. got a great Asian orange chicken. It looked really good.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's great.
Yeah, I had the what did I have, Mrs. Groom? The French dip. As did you. Oh, with some au jus. Yeah, it was very good.
That's excellent.
Very good. Did you guys talk about the lawns and all? It's growing like crazy in the high
Oh,
pollen
I
count.
No, we
Producer Pete's buzzing in my ear that we're out of time.
talked about the bees,
too bad.
the upcoming
I want
bee
to give
show.
my parents a shout out.
Congested.
Hi, Mom and Dad, and happy Mother's
I wish all of the mothers, grandmothers, stepmothers, great-grandmothers, godmothers,
Sons of mothers.
anyone who has been like a
Yeah,
mother to
everybody.
somebody in the audience. And there are certainly some beautiful ladies sitting around the table who have been like mothers to a lot of kids that I know. We want to wish you all a very happy Mother's Day. We hope you have a beautiful day on Sunday, spent in the company of family and friends. We hope everybody has a great weekend, and we encourage you to stay tuned for the Superintendent Spotlight, your time to rap with Chris and Zap. Have a great weekend.